the way you want to think is, how much can I awaken and ensure that what I awaken leaves my body in a reasonable period of time with the measures that I'm comfortable employing. So, for example, if you are not someone who is very enthusiastic about colonics and enemas, then it would be the worst thing in the world for you to go on to a full alkaline water-containing diet, because you're going to awaken things that you can't possibly eliminate. Your bowel is going to get paralyzed. It's going to be overwhelmed. You may have an initial rush. You might have experiences you think are elimination, but then things will stop and get caught in the body. Try to take this into consideration. The acidic substances that you took in had their best opportunity of leaving the body the day you ate them. That's when they had the most water content that they will ever have had. So whether it was chicken paillard or a burger or, I don't know, milk duds. I don't think there's any water in milk duds anyway, but essentially they have not stuck in the tissue at that point, and they have not lost a lot of their water content at that point. They're still in the process of that happening. So they have their best chance of leaving when they're consumed. Once they're deep in the tissue, they're so dried out, they're so magnetized that when you start to awaken these things, they're still not going to have the anywhere near the ability to leave that they had before. So if you're not going to use something to help escort them out, you're just going to awaken and then reassimilate these substances into the cells. It's what we call autotoxicity, or autointoxication. It's when these substances are awakened, introduced to the bloodstream, and then just reabsorbed. So you have all the effort of the dietetic changes, you have all the agony of the detoxification symptoms, and yet none of the benefit at the end of the day. You just put your body through a lot of your body, your time, your effort into something that's not fruitful. Okay, so the goal is to figure out just where that perfect spot is, that perfect dietetic protocol is, that where you are waking up enough that you know something's happening and you see it leaving and you're feeling better, but you may be feeling a few little symptoms, but they go as the waste goes, but you're not over-awakening. And I can help you determine how to create that specific transitional regimen as we go forward, but that's what we're really after. And the key there is knowing what your dietary history was and what your ability is to eliminate. So if you know that you've come from a history of a lot of mainstream foods, then you definitely don't want to over-cleanse because you'll awaken way too much. If you've come from a diet that's way more plant-centric, then you'll be able to get away with taking in more alkaline water-containing foods than your mainstream counterpart, because it's not going to be such a shock to the system. The body's already used to a certain amount of alkaline water-containing foods. You can up the ante on that a little bit just to kick the cleansing into higher gear and back it up with the eliminations, and you'll be fine. So and this is where in cleansing, people want to be able to compare themselves to others and say, well, my friend is doing this, so I want to do it too. Or, it doesn't work that way. You really have to just focus on your own individual health history, your lineage, what you know of your organs' fortitude, and what you know of how you're going to be able to help pull this out of the body and support the elimination process. It's so individual. By the end of this, when you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, you will have the ability to determine exactly what that should be. And I'll guide you as much as possible.